Hello, this is Jeff Robertson, National Sales Manager with Penton Audio USA, and this is the first of a several-part series on your Penton Audio URC200 remote controller. That actually the URC stands for Universal Remote Controller, and what it does, it actually requires an IP connection. It is PoE powered, or you can run it from any standard 1 amp or less, or 1000 milliamp 24 volt DC plug-in supply like you see in the picture here. The URC controller is an IP device, and it actually controls any of our IP speakers, horns, our DSP units, our steerable line array speaker systems, and any of our mass notification systems via third-party control, just the same as you would have with, say, your Crestron, AMX, or VIDI controllers out there, or even, say, popular FSR Flex or the Flex Light systems. Any third-party controller can control all of these IP devices and DSP engines that we sell. But this is a nice device that we actually use that makes it a little bit easier for you to do third-party controls, not only of our devices, but also it can control any other device that can be controlled or monitored via third-party control as well. So it's a very inexpensive way to do simple projector, source, screens, or other type of audio system controls as well, instead of spending thousands. The URC200 is a 2-gang device, but we actually require you to put it in a 3-gang back box. The gangables are fine, or any masonry box with a 3-gang mud ring or trim ring. We send you, as you see in this picture here, a stainless steel plate that will cover the 3-gang hole. And the reason for this is, in our European markets, the RJ45 connections in the boxes are a little bit bigger, and it allows for the RJ45 connections. Our 2-gang boxes here in the States are a lot smaller inside, so what ends up happening is there's barely room or no room for the RJ45 connectors. Even if you use right angle connectors or whatever, we have found that people trying to put them in or whatever damage the units, or they damage the wire, and then they have intermittent failures or service issues. So what we decided to do here in the States is actually give you a 3-gang adapter plate for it, and you can mount it right to any 3-gang gangable or trim ring, and it will mount fine, and the stainless steel cover plate covers everything and gives you plenty of room for your wiring. Remember, 3-gang and PoE connection, or just a regular IP connection with 24 volt DC plug-in supply. 1000 milliamps or more is fine, and it takes that just because of the screen. So how do we connect? And that's what this video is all about, is actually how to connect and get started with your URC200 controller. You need to have the URC programming. This is our own program. It's available for free. You can download it from our website or contact Tech Services. And it's the URC200. The most current version that we're running is 2.0.0.1, and that is, as you can see on my date right here on my computer, as of 11/17 is 2017. We'll double click and open up the program. Now there's nothing here, and it defaults to remote device, but the first thing you want to do is click on network over here to the right. And this is you telling the software which NIC card or how you actually want to communicate to go out and search for your URTs or URCs. And on mine, it always defaults on my wireless, but I'm actually physically connected to a switch, so I'm going to switch this to my Realtek controller, and this is the IP address I have of my system. You can actually look at the network and the default settings of the URC or any URC out there by pressing and holding the 2 buttons. The button to the left is labeled back, and the button to the right is your enter. If you hold both buttons down simultaneously and you move the jog wheel or the data jog wheel in the center, you will get to the actual hardware configuration or hardware settings of the device, and you can view them to see what the IP address is of the device. As you can see, mine right here is 10.0.0.237. So I just set my NIC card here on my laptop to be 10.0099, and the gateway is just 10.0.0.1, and we should be able to talk to it no problem. So once I've got that set, there's no enter. Once you set it and go away, it's automatically going to change it into software. So now I'm going to click back to remote device, and we're going to go down here to the bottom and say search. And this will go out, look over the network for all the URC devices that it can find on the network. By the way, if you have any of our Terracom or IP speakers, whatever, actually they will pop up in this window as well, but you can ignore them. It just letting you know what it finds. And that was quick. There's our URC200 right there. This is the actual unique identifier or serial number for this device. And this is the IP, 10.0.0.237, subnet mask and the gateway. So we're all set on there. If you click on just the URC200, remember you can have multiples of these and they all would show up in this list. I can actually click on it, and then you need to click on connect, and that will mean now I will be talking to that device. Once you do, you've got some global or hardware settings right here. I could click on hardware, and this is where I can actually, through the software, change or amend the IP information, subnet gateway. VoxitNet is used when you're using this with certain Terracom and TerraServer products, mainly used in Europe. You can also set the time and date of this unit, and also you can view the actual version. And even though the software is 2.0.0.1, it works with 2.0.0.3, the main control unit inside there, the processor unit, that actually is compatible with the software that we're using. There is no 2.0.0.3 software right now. So this looks good to me, so I'll just close this without making any changes. You can also on here go to log records, and you can highlight that and click refresh. And this actually is a built-in internal log of all the activity that's gone on in this system. So it's really helpful if somebody says something's not working, whatever, you can pull up the log and see who was doing what and when. And then we also had logo, and these are all the logo. We'll refresh, and these are all the picture files and button files and everything are in there. And you can actually change the front panel logo, and that will be in a separate video that I will create here very soon, showing you how to customize this and really impress your customers with their corporate logo or whatever on the front of it, rather than our default URC200 that you see in the pictures. So after you've got your hardware settings ready to go, what you want to do is highlight the CRT200. Remember, you're already connected to this one, so that it says TCP Connect, and yes, if you have multiple ones down here, they would say no for all the other ones. So once we're in here, you see your function list over here to the left. If for whatever reason you needed to update this to the firmware, if you're hooking up to an older one or whatever, you could click the update. That's a separate video, but we haven't had an update file on this in quite a while, so you shouldn't really have to do that. And the logo stores is where we would do the logos. You can actually restart this remotely, so if you're doing a bunch of them, instead of going there, taking them down and resetting them, you can actually reset them or restart them via the software from a central point to save you some labor. Don't worry about VoxitNet. That's mainly TerraServer and Manager and European stuff. But the main thing you're going to stay in is IP strings. And this is where you set up your IP strings. So once you click on your IP strings, now your device pops up there, and the number is just the number that you would have, but you're actually just connected to one. And if we wanted to actually save the program that is in there to our computer, we could highlight this and click save. Or if we want to load what we've got in our program to the URC, like you've created a program already, you would just highlight load and click load. And the command is for you to view all of the command files that are actually inside the URC200. And I'll click on that, and this is the first screen. This is how you connect and how you can do uploads, downloads, and quickly connect and change your hardware settings on the URC200. This is the end of the short video on how to connect up to your URC200 devices. Just one of the most common problems that we find is when you first connect up there and you cannot see it when you're doing a search. Make sure you always check your network and make sure that you're in the same IP family and that you're actually communicating out of the correct NIC card or NIC device of your PC or laptop, and conduct your search again. A lot of times just hitting clear, and I'm connected here, so it's telling me I must disconnect, which there we go. So I can get up here. If you hit clear, a lot of times I'll hit clear 2 or 3 times and then do a search again over a network, and it should pop up. If you don't, then check with your network and make sure you're in the same subnet and you actually have connectivity between the URC and your computer. But other than that, that'll get you started, and please look for the next video showing you how to actually enter your third-party commands and use your URC to control any of our many devices. Thank you, and have a terrific day.